I don't have like a big promise for you. I'm telling you to go to iPromise. iPromise.com, EYE promise.com. You tired of staring at screens all day? Do your eyes hurt? Are they red? Are they dry? Do you have headaches? Do your kids suffer these same symptoms? If so, and I know the answer is yes, you need iPromise.com. You need Screen Shield Pro. You need Screen Shield Teen. These products are unbelievable. What you're doing is protecting your eyes from the inside. These are supplements that protect your eyes. Think about it as a sunscreen for your eyes. That's what iPromise, that's what Screen Shield Pro and Screen Shield Teen is doing. And by the way, these are all natural vitamins, okay? They're formulated by optometrists. iPromise is a local company. They're founded and headquartered right here in St. Louis. It's time to protect your eyes. It's time to go to iPromise.com. That's EYE promise.com. Put in the promo code BT. You're going to get 50% off your order. You can't go wrong. Protect your eyes. Protect your kids' eyes. It's iPromise.com.
With Alex Ferrario, I'm Brandon Kiley. It's BK and Ferrario on 101 ESPN. Hey, it's a great day for St. Louis. It's basically a local holiday, and we are broadcasting live from the Beer Garden at Ballpark Village for the Cardinals home opener. All of our coverage today is brought to you by Budweiser and Green Envy Lawn Care. And right now, we're very happy to be joined by the Director of Marketing and Brand Execution for the Cardinals. He is Martin Coco joining us out here. Martin, first of all, thanks so much for hopping on with us. What's today been like for you so far?
Well, happy opening day, guys. Glad to be here. It's amazing just walking around outside the ballpark and seeing people and the energy. It's just so great to have it back.
You know, Martin, I'm curious because last year was such a strange year for everyone, but more for you guys who are working in Busch Stadium and are used to having the hustle and bustle of opening day in downtown St. Louis. What was that like last year compared to walking in the building this year?
180 degrees difference. I mean, just, last year we were just so happy to have the game on the field, of course, because there was a question at some point as to whether that could even happen.
Yeah.
So that was certainly we were happy to have that, and we tried to make the best of it from a fan interaction standpoint. But there's nothing that compares to actual fans. We had cardboard fans last year.
Yes.
But real fans are much better, trust me.
You were in charge of the cardboard fans too, correct?
My team was in charge of the cardboard fans, which was making the best of a tough situation. It was fun to have something to engage fans with, but we like real fans better.
Amen.
And we've already got some fans that we're seeing kind of filtering through here at Ballpark Village. I'm sure you guys have seen them walking around the park as well. What is the buzz like now compared to what it was all of last year, of course, but what does it feel like for you to be able to see it really starting up again with the home opener today?
I would say, we're all in the building wearing our masks, and as I came over wearing my mask, but I can tell, I don't know if people can tell, but I just have a constant smile.
Yep.
It's hidden by the mask, but that's the same way walking around with the staff and seeing a bunch of folks that, honestly, we haven't seen in a while because a lot of our staff has been remote, as most people have. So it's just good to be back in the building. And the real fun, I think the real joy is going to be at 1 p.m. when the gates open.
Yeah.
That's really going to be the real, okay, we're really back when you start seeing fans walk in.
So take me through this a little bit, Michael, because I know, or Martin, because I know that this takes an entire city to run opening day here at Busch Stadium, right? Like, it's not one group of people that get all of these festivities that take place. It's everyone. How do you go about preparing for this year? Because, again, it's not like a normal opening day in terms of the ceremonies and having people come in and get their seats and whatnot. So what goes into the preparation for your team and everyone involved?
Well, a portion of our front office team has been in very close contact with the City of St. Louis Health Department, really to figure out what is safe and smart and allowed. And that was sort of the first step of the whole process, is how do we get fans in? What's the right percentage or capacity of fans so that it is safe and approved by the health officials? So that whole process was really led by our stadium operations team. Matt Gifford is our VP of stadium operations, and took us through and led us through that whole process. Once we got all of that figured out, then the next question was, how do we run an opening day And really, honestly, on the inside, most of us were just keeping our fingers crossed. Man, I hope we can have some Hall of Famers, and I hope we can have the Clydesdales run, and I hope all those things that people traditionally associate with opening day. And I'm happy to tell you that we were able to get all of that approved. So it may look a little different from the capacity of folks in the stands. We'll be at around 14 to 15,000 fans as a sellout today. But the pomp and circumstance will all be there. So I think that'll be, whether you're in the building watching it or watching on TV or listening on the radio, it'll be great to have it back.
I don't know about both of you, but honestly, the most excited I was when I got that message that said the Clydesdales were going to be in attendance. I'm like, okay, this feels normal finally now when the Clydesdales are there.
Martin Coco, the Director of Marketing and Brand Execution for the Cardinals, is our guest. So, Martin, for any fans that are going to be coming down here today, whether they are going inside of the stadium or hanging out at Ballpark Village, what can they expect for the festivities today? What should they be expecting relative to normal? What's today going to look like?
Well, I would say as close to normal as what you would have seen in the past. We'll have, as we mentioned before, the Clydesdales sort of kicking it off. We'll have a couple of tributes. As folks know, since the last time we were all together for an official opening day, we've lost a number of former Cardinals, including the two of the franchise icons in Lou Brock and Bob Gibson.
Yeah.
So we'll have a tribute to those guys on the video board. I'm thankful to tell you that we will have some of our Red Jacket Hall of Famers in the building. So they'll be saluted during the opening ceremony. And then the motorcade, the parade of Ford trucks with the full coaching staff and the full 2021 Cardinals will be introduced, all riding around in their trucks. So I think there will be all of that special, but I think one particular new Cardinal who mans the third base position, I think folks will be especially excited to see number 28 riding around in the truck for the first time.
You know what's interesting too, Martin, the couple people that I've talked to that I know are coming down to the game this afternoon, they said the one thing that they're excited for is being able to walk through the gates and get those handouts again, because that's kind of what goes intact with going to Cardinals games. You get whatever the giveaway is for those nights. And I know today is the magnetic schedule, and you brought us these awesome ones. Seeing the people smile on their faces when they're able to get something like that Cardinals memorabilia, it just is a different feeling, isn't it?
It's a lot of fun. That's a big part of our whole marketing strategy is not just come to the game and enjoy yourself, have a great time, but go home with a fun Cardinals-related giveaway too. And that's one thing we've changed a little bit. Typically, those giveaways are mostly on the weekends. But now, for the month of April, we're doing a giveaway for every game. So the limited capacity allowed us to do that. We have enough quantity of items that we can do one for every game. And then as we move into the summer, we'll announce further plans for May and beyond with the promo schedule and the ticket sales and all of those kind of things.
That's awesome. So the opening ceremony is mostly going to be similar to a typical opening day home opener here in St. Louis. What about for fans that are going into the stands, whether it be today or at some point during the month of April? What is the game day experience going to be like relative to normal? What kind of changes should they expect? Obviously, capacity is the biggest one, and you're going to be sitting in your pod area. But other than that, what kinds of things should they know before they arrive coming into Busch Stadium, whether it be today or later on this month?
Well, there's a number of safety measures that were a part of that discussion and approval from the city of St. Louis, making sure that we keep the experience safe for all the fans who will be in the building. Masks is a big part of it, of course. I think most folks are used to that as a part of the process now. So masks when you're in the ballpark at any point, even when you're at your ticketed seat, except for when you're actively eating and drinking. So, of course, that's an important part of the game day experience is the food and beverage. So masks will be an important part of it. We've moved to all mobile ticketing. So all of our tickets are now delivered via the MLB Ballpark app. Inside the ballpark, when you purchase concessions or anything from one of our vendors, it's a cashless process now. So credit cards only to sort of remove that exchange and that touch point that would have been there in the past. And then the bag policy has changed to avoid having to have a bag be inspected. For the time being, we're doing no bags. So that includes not just a backpack or something large, but any sort of bag that you would carry in, we aren't able to allow at this point.
I think the best part about what you just said is you can still get hot dogs and still get beer here. It's the only thing that matters,
right? Are all of the concessions back? Like, is it if I'm a Cardinals fan
BK
coming
wants the
in,
Chinese food.
Yeah, is the Chinese food still here? What's going to be changed from that perspective? Is it the full menus? Because I know, like, if I go to my favorite restaurant right now, it's a little bit of a smaller menu than I would typically expect to go in a normal time. Is it going to be the same out here today?
The traditional baseball and Chinese food, right?
That's
there
right,
we go,
yeah.
BK. It's worth going then.
It will be modified. I don't have an exact list in front of me, but some of the specialty type items we won't have at the beginning.
Right.
But all of the traditional favorites, hot dogs, brats, nachos, cold beer, all of those things will definitely be there.
Wonderful. Is there anything new to the stadium this year? I know you guys are constantly upgrading the fan experience at Busch Stadium. Is there anything else that fans should expect that is different from the last time that they went back in 2019?
Inside the ballpark, I would say that there's just been a few small tweaks here and there. The visual thing that people will notice more strikingly when they come down, and we were talking about this earlier, is Ballpark Village.
Yeah.
So much has changed here with the completion of the Phase 2 that really would have been ready for last year's baseball season, but we just didn't have fans down here, unfortunately. So a lot of really neat stuff here. Further down, the Budweiser Sports and Social is open. There's a great new gathering area that's right outside, actually right here next to us. The apartment tower, One Cardinal Way, is now open, and there's if you haven't seen it yet, there's an entire Hall of Fame walkway that's down just adjacent to Gate 4 as you walk in. There's a giant, massive, oversized World Series trophy. That's a great photo op. So a lot of stuff right outside of the ballpark will look a lot different to fans than they might have seen the last time.
Last question for you. I've had a couple of friends that have asked me this. With the new bag policy that you have this year, are you still allowed to bring food and drink into the stadium, or is that, with the bag policy, is that now something that no food, no drink out from the outside coming in this year?
The general policy is that you can bring it in if you can carry it,
okay,
and that it's not in a bag. So if you have a bottled water or a sandwich or something like that you bring in, as long as you're carrying it and it'll fit in the pocket, for example, you'll be allowed to bring it in.
Awesome. Well, Martin, first of all, thanks so much for hopping on with us today. Enjoy the opening day festivities here in St. Louis, and we wish you, team, all the best moving forward. Thanks for the time today.
All right, glad to be with you guys. Happy opening day.
Absolutely. That's Martin Coco, Director of Marketing and Brand Execution for the Cardinals, joining us here on a home opening day in St. Louis. 65780 is the Air Comfort Service text line. We'll get some questions and answers coming up next.